Let's go to Deborah's right next to the bear.
Okay,
Or in his,
Deborah Moyney. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Do you guys see it? Deborah Moyney's leaving comfort zone.
leaving the comfort zone. This is a marvelous piece. We have a little purple dotted giraffe down here, watching to see what's going to be happening when this orange kitty cat heads up these little stairs and into what appears to be a hollow spot in the trunk of an enormous tree. Is that the way everybody else reads it?
That's how I see it.
How do you see that, Mark?
That's how I see it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And a red moose watching too to see what's going on. I'm not sure if this is 100% finished. I think there is a lot of story here and there's a lot of mystery. We have absolutely no idea what's ahead for this little kitty and mouse as they go into the hollow of the tree trunk. But it's bound to be, I think it's going to be kind of spooky.
Because we're leaving the comfort zone.
You are leaving your comfort zone. And I can't wait to find out what happened. So yeah, as far as story goes, this is wonderful. And it's almost as though the duck down here is looking out at us or toward where we are. I don't think he's looking directly at us. And is wondering if he wants to go. Am I committed to this? Do I have to?
Yeah, he does have that expression.
And I think Kitty Cat has stopped for a moment, trying to decide if they're going to go forward. As far as Kitty Cat's shape, he is a little bit like a bowling ball with tail and legs. So I would love to see, he's so close to being descriptive. The white brush strokes that make up his body stripes,
yes.
I'm thinking maybe, and I haven't really tried this, I should get a piece of tracing paper and try this myself before I sit here and pontificate over it. But I think maybe if those white stripes on the body, the legs are fine, the tail's fine, probably the head and ears great. I wonder what would happen if those curves went the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of cupping downward, they cupped upward a little bit to describe that kitty cat's rounded back a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
And then maybe, see, we've got some modeling in the legs a little bit. Maybe she needs just a teeny weeny bit more modeling through the neck and shoulders to define that shape. Mm-hmm. and take it away from that one big, I didn't mean to say bowling ball, it was more like a bowling pin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on one plane, kind of upright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. So I think defining that volume a little more succinctly is going to help the kitty cat. And then we probably need the similar thing in the purple giraffe and the red moose. I would like to see probably the moose's horns pull away from the body a little bit.
Okay, they're too up. They're too up, straight up and down on the top of his head.
I don't mind that. I mean,
okay.
He's a fantasy guy, but I would like to see. You know how a moose has got a left antler and a right antler, and those antlers attached to the head.
Do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's quite
an ear on him.
Yeah.
I think a little bit more descriptive volume on the moose would help him.
Original.
Yeah, there's a lot of story.
Yeah.
In this.
And I like how I really appreciate how you caught it, Loraine. The cat does seem, his gesture is neat in that the way she has stopped and she's looking at those stairs and she's not quite sure. And that is what I feel. And that tail is sort of swishing ambivalently.
Yeah.
So that's cute. The
Christine
painting,
Matthews.
Christine's.
Yeah. This is, I can't tell whether the guy in the aqua shirt is happy or crying.
He's jealous. He
He
hasn't
looks
got
like,
a fish.
wait, where's my fish?
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, man. Now, she's able to describe her volumes quite well, and yet she hasn't gone really, really hard and crisp on these kids. They're quite soft. She does nice faces.
Uh-huh.
Faces are one of the hardest things to do, period. Kids' faces even harder, I think, than adults. I don't know how much further finishing Christine normally would do if she would go back and put as much detail, for example, in the boat as she's got in the fish. Probably the fish is detailed enough, and then the float for the Unhappy Boys vision line is pretty detailed. Kids' clothing has got some good gradations in it, some good volume modeling going on there. Some atmospherics out behind them. The lake looks fairly large. I guess sometimes it bothers me if there's not a suggestion of adult presence, but I guess we can suspend our worry about their safety if we're in a book. We have to, in history, we're pretty careful about things like that.
What about the shape of the boat itself? Is it a canoe? Is it a dugout? Is it a rowboat? I was having a little trouble with the architecture of the.
Yeah, I have my head saying it's a rowboat. It looks like the little girl is sitting on something, and those rowboats often have a couple of seats across that keep them up off the bottom of the boat. And the other little boy in blue
Yes.
is
Yeah.
sitting on something. The one in red, to me, my brain says he's on his knees and he has landed a fish.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if there's a reel on his rod or not, or if that's just a stick. And we can tell from the other little boy, he's got a reel on his. I would just check some reference of kids in boats. You can find anything.
Should be easy enough.
And maybe clean it up just a little bit. But yeah, I think she's got some good story here, and we're interested in what's happening with the kids.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Pleasant children.
Yeah.
And congratulations on those faces. Those are nice. And there's a grandma sitting on the front porch.
Yeah.
Grandmother?
It's Lisa's piece, I believe.
With
Grandmother, granddaughter piece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice perspectives. Beautiful drawing. Some careful planning of the page layout. Wonderful, wonderful use of color. The purple tree trunk is terrific. Now, I don't think you'd see a red bird and a bluebird nestling together in a tree, but this is storybook land, so they're best friends. There is one mechanical impossibility. Do you see it?
I'm looking. Mechanical impossibility. Oh, this is fun. This is a puzzle.
It has to do with physics. Okay, here it is.
Duh.
Tell me what's going to happen when they lean back in that swing.
Oh, you think it needs more than those two little guy wires coming down?
It can't happen that way. They are going to tilt backwards and off the porch into the grass, disappear. So, yeah, that is
Guess what Kathy said, swing, question mark? She saw it.
Isn't that a swing? It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So a little reference can help sometimes,
Yeah.
such things.
Yeah, you need at least in each of those arms, you need a front hole drilled and a back hole drilled down into the board that supports the underneath the boards that go across.
You
And
sound like
then,
someone who knows her porch swings.
oh yeah, my grandfather built them.
And Linda in the chat said the swing, not enough support. So others were spotting it too. We have to know our environments, don't we? We have to know
We
the physical
do.
structures
We
out there.
do. Yeah, and part of my job over the years has been to vet things like that. Can that happen? Is that possible? Is this true?
You're the last line of defense between the. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah, I like that. And believe me, Peachtree is just a monster when it comes to fact checking, even on things like this.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it could stop a story session just cold in its tracks, couldn't it?
It could, yeah.
Because
somebody is going to call out. You know, if this gets in print, somebody is going to call it out. And it's probably going to be a reviewer.
Uh-oh.
So I would emphasize that too. Know your characters. Dramas so many times that they teach you about themselves, and then fact check every little thing.
If you miss it, that's what your art director is there for. But just think, you've already gone all that work of painting a final piece of art, and you missed it, and now you might have to do it again. So.
Oh, you would be amazed how forgiving Photoshop is.
Even total crutch. Yeah.
I don't. You want it to be perfect. You want the painting to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But if for whatever reason it doesn't turn out that way, once you've got it scanned and you can bring it into Photoshop, then there are possibilities of making amends without having to repaint. Especially if you're headed into a deadline that is going to kill you if you miss it.
Right.
Right. Now, I will say that sky is one of the most incredibly gorgeous skies I've ever seen.
Okay, and you do definitely have a sense of the time of day. I mean, not just that the sun is low, but also there's this feeling of evening sort of falling. I think it's an evening shot, not a sunrise.
Oh, I definitely say it's evening.
It has that feeling to it, yeah.
Yeah, end of day.
End of day, yeah.
And grandmother and grandchild are very warm, very close. Without going into excruciating detail, the painting, it shows the girl well seated and leaning into grandma's arm.
Yeah.
And grandma, they are cuddling and they are happy together.
Yes, you sure feel it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of warmth there.
Yeah.
Overall, actually, this is a very charming painting, very well thought out and well executed.
Okay.
Nice.
Great. Okay.
Sandy, let's go to the Sleeping Bear.
Okay, Sleeping Bear, Sandy, I think it was the next one after Lisa's. And yeah.
This is a charming little thing.
Yes.
I'm taking it that it's morning. It's almost time for him to wake up because I see blue sky back there, and or blue something that I'm assuming is the tunnel entrance or the cave entrance. And he is about ready to wake up. Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's having sweet dreams. I'm thinking maybe his fur might be at least a little bit too scruffy for the order that has been brought into the blanket. I mean, we see a good shape of his little rump sticking up there, and then we see nice swirls with some black lines or grayish charcoaly lines defining that blanket, and then the bear's fur looks kind of all over the place. And so you might work on that, might work on refining the look of the bear just a little bit. And then I'm wondering, is there any other color coming into it, into the cave? I think there's plenty in the sheets, pillowcase.
She's
blanket.
saying in her note, Loraine, she says, I'm thinking I need to work on the cave some more and maybe make a different pattern on the blanket. Not sure what I want to do with this. Thank you for any feedback you can give. I'm working on putting together a good portfolio and website. Okay, so she's wondering about the blanket pattern, which I thought was kind of interesting myself.
Well, I thought it was cute because bears love fish. We just sort of
yeah, that would be a motif
of,
they'd want to have on their blanket.
What does, yeah, you think of them going for their salmon?
Yeah.
You see the bears standing in the river while the salmon run.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. You might think about these are all 100% fish. I mean, we don't see, for example, on the bear's rear end, a nose of a fish coming across the edge of it. The way you've got the pattern going in the blanket, there would need to be maybe one, I'd say maybe two, the one in the middle of the blanket, just see a piece of the tail. You know what I'm saying there about the pattern, the step and repeat?
Yeah,
pattern?
More natural. It'd be more natural that way.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a solid green edge going up around the top part of the bear's figure. And the same thing around the bottom edge of the blanket. I think if you're going to have a step and repeat pattern of the fish, we need to see some noses and tails at the edges to complete that pattern.
How do you feel about the cave? How has she, the way she's treated the cave with those great?
I think the cave looks a little mechanical, like it was dug out with a big auger of some sort. Maybe make the cave a little rugged, a little more rugged, and a little craggier. And if she wanted to work some more on it, she could introduce not just graves, but where she's got the light down there, maybe that's a light color, lighter even than the bear's nose, but we see the real color of the cave back there by the blue, and very pale, and then working toward us as she comes into the cave more, some slightly darker and darker washes until you get all the way in the cave. And we're almost in the total dark back here on the upper left. And there would just be a tiny, tiny touch of the darkest color.
Just really work the values a little more, push them to the extremes. Okay.
And, introduce that graduated value from the opening of the cave in the front all the way back. And she could make the curved bands of the cave maybe not quite so absolutely perfect.
Oh, they are rather perfectly bored there.
Yeah. She could bring in some chunky rock somewhere on the left. I think the right hand side is fine. It's a little more rugged looking. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a sweet story.
Yeah. This is, are you looking at Sue Todd's Napoleonic era piece?
Yes.
Yes. Isn't that a joy? From
now,
a graphic
I know
novel.
this artist, Sue, if she's listening tonight, she's a pro.
Can you guys see the piece? It's the let's see, how is it labeled so we can find it. It's the one right next to Sandy's piece, and it's image and para Feb 2016 Sue Todd.
Yeah.
Illustration from a graphic novel she's working on. And she is her website and her statement she submitted indicates that, yeah, she is a pro.
Yeah. And And she has put in her 10,000 hours. I guess everybody has heard that reference before, haven't they?
Would you say that again? I was reading a
And
text.
it looks like Sue has definitely put in her 10,000 hours.
for master, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It takes that kind of commitment and treating what she wants like a full-time job to get this far along. But there is some wonderful stuff to find in here. I'm thinking that this is, if not 100%, then 99% digital. When people first started using digital, I didn't like it, but people have gotten so good over the last several years that I embrace it.
Okay.
And, I do love it.
This
Because
doesn't even look like a digital piece, does it?
I'm not saying that it is, but I'm guessing that it is.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. It's just that they've gotten to where now the technology has gotten to where it looks so kind of painterly and craftsy.
It's very, very lino cut or something.
Lino cut, which is she was trying for that effect. She said so.
Yeah.
I think she brought in a lino cut sketch and then painted it digitally.
Uh-huh.
I think she said that in her note. I'll look for that.
But this is one of those pictures where it's fun to just hang out, see what all you can find in there, like the little dog biting the leg there. Things like that are funny. Kids love it. And they do like the Where's Waldo pictures. So there's always a lot to talk about in a piece like this. And it looks like she's done her homework as far as Napoleon's uniform.
Feels very, very, very believable, doesn't it?
Yeah,
very much like a there.
I'm sure he would wear his fanciest dress stuff to
a soiree like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She says it was a line of cut. It was an actual line of cut that she colored in Photoshop. How about that? How about that? A combination of the two extremes, the traditional and digital. I love those musicians in the back there.
I do too.
And I think little kids in the 5th grade or 6th grade or middle grade readers would just love the stage set, the putting them, like Loraine was saying, putting themselves in this scene, being there. Maybe not the little kids would get it, but the older kids who are starting to see costume dramas and have a sense of history a little more. I would have gone nuts over a graphic novel like this.
Yeah.
As a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Josephine is very convincing, that sort of Jane Austen era, 1812 sort of.
With the curls.
Yeah. Yes, and the dress. Yeah, just.
Yeah, and I'm fascinated with the textures. I love the wallpaper in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
coloration is so beautiful.
This woman in the green dress in front.
Yeah, with her pattern.
Yes, I like the pattern on her green dress. I like them all.
Yeah, they're all beautifully done. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely
are. What fun, Sue. Well, you'll have to keep us posted on this when we got to get this graphic novel out there. What do you think? Do you think Peachtree would ever be interested in a graphic novel sort of like this? They
might.
They might be. I love the rose vignettes in the balloon, the dialogue balloon. That little extra step. She went the extra mile to sort of decorate and embroider her piece here. Okay.
Yeah. How many pages?
Is Sue with us tonight? Oh, and Virginia says she loves the dog. Oh, they're all talking about the dog in the text, Loraine.
I know.
Everybody loves a pug, or I think it's a bulldog.
Shin.
She did have a little. I think Josephine did have like a little pug or a bulldog or something. All right.
So, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well done, Sue Todd.
Yeah, I don't see Susan here, but she can hear these comments in the replay. Patricia Bennett,
Okay.
Patricia Elizabeth Bennett, and she's working on an original story that she's self-publishing about a colony of elves that lives under a homeschooling place, and
Oh
the
my.
elves make themselves known, and she's been working on this really fun story, and they become part
Wow.
of the school community.
Okay. Because I was having a hard time um, placing an identity on the green hats.
Okay.
I wanted them to be fish or
Oh, okay. Yeah, little organic things wiggling.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could
Uh-huh.
not. I was not. I translated the leader of the group as an elf
Yeah.
figure,
Yeah.
and then the ones that have faces, I was fine with. But then I thought, what have they got with them? This band of,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
That's their uniform. Yeah, part of their
Yeah,
uniform.
but remember back to the parade, we could read the band members and we could read
Yes.
those people way down below.
Yeah, they were so.
That kind of foreshortening is just a real bigger. It's just awful to try to do.
Yeah.
Some people, as I said, just are born with it, and some people have to try to learn it. And I was not one of them that was very successful at that. This is going to take more work in getting the figures in that top-down perspective right.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of story here. I think the drawing skills have to be improved. And so I would like to see, I don't think it has to be realistic by any stretch. I was never very good at figures. I could do birds and butterflies. I couldn't do people. Not very well. It was a struggle. So I sympathize, empathize, and totally understand. But in this business, you've got to draw a hand that looks like a hand, ear that looks like an ear. And I would say continue to practice drawing skills. I would also like to see the bottom leaves have some good varieties in those greens. And then the leaves up around her face and around the top of her head probably could use a little bit more of the kind of variety that is present in the leaves along the bottom of the format here. Mm-hmm. So with that said, just keep going. You know what your goal is. And you have to take the baby steps before you get to run.
Yeah.
So
good. And one can learn these things. You can learn how to draw hands. You can learn how to draw people from looking down at them. It just takes a little application and some time and practice.
Mm-hmm. Right. And if it doesn't come easy, it's easy to get discouraged or annoyed and say, I don't care about this. I'm not going to do it anymore.
And just know you're not alone in those.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, that everybody struggles with something. But drawing skill is paramount because there are a tremendous number of really talented people out there. And if you're going to compete in that, you've got to see to it that you make yourself on par with that level.
So
okay, let's go to sketchbooks. You want to say something else?
Oh, just fill up those sketchbooks, those practice sketchbooks.
Right.
Advice to all of us.
Cannot emphasize that too much.
Okay,
it should be with you everywhere you go.
All right, we got Diane's piece up.
Okay, what have we got?
I'm sorry. I was jumping the gun. The one right after
Sunshine?
Patricia is the fish in the sun. Yeah. You said smiley sun. Is that the one you want to look at?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Adorable.
Diane's here.
She is.
Yeah.
Hi, Diane. These little fishies are darling. They are just cute as pie. They seem to be just having a good day at the beach or next to the beach or in the water, whatever. They
Uh-huh.
look like they're singing. They look like they're dancing. Um, and the one with the little goggles. Oh, can I have him?
She says it's a T-shirt. Yeah, it's a T-shirt.
Oh, really? It's a
Oh my God, what a hit! I bet you
yeah,
sell a lot of that T-shirt.
yeah. That's darling. That is really darling. Um, love the sunshine. Yeah, if it's a black T-shirt with these bright colors on it,
Ah, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Ah, what would it be like if instead of a rectangle with rounded corners, you actually had a bowl shape? But it is really, really cute. I like the motiony lines, the water swirls that
Oh, you feel
go
that
from
works
top
pretty
to the
well.
bottom of the page. I like the bubbles going up.
Okay.
There's some good variety in that color.
Hmm.
Um, I don't quite understand the what looks like erasures in the blue of the water.
Oh, and Diane is asking about the back. She's asking you, Loraine, what about the background? And so you're
Um,
addressing that.
yeah, I'm not crazy about the little I'm calling them erasures for lack of a better term,
Yeah, little
but
whiteouts.
they look like thin, washy, like the wash was picked up or something like
Mhm.
that. I'd
Lifted
rather
out.
not see those, I think.
Okay.
I don't mind seeing those white spots inside the bubble
Mm.
stuff, and then there's some round bubble stuff that's solid white. That's all right, but I don't. I think I would rather just see those pale areas be the same color as the lightest aqua.
Okay. To make it clear for the viewer.
I just think with the swooshes,
Mhm.
the
That they
water
stand alone.
swooshes,
Yeah.
and the bubbles, and some of the business that she's got going around, the tails and the bodies, that's plenty. She
That's
doesn't
plenty.
need that extra little thing.
She's asking, too many colors in the fish.
No,
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I think they're nice and strong, and I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nicely contrasting with that green or
yeah,
that teal.
yeah.
What
This
about
is
the sun?
very,
What about the sun plastered on him? What would on the scene like he's doing? Of course, it's a T-shirt
it's a
graphic design.
different style. It shows a different style from the fish themselves. He's the sun face.
He kind of stands on his own, doesn't he? He's
Yeah,
his own thing.
yeah.
Like, okay,
And the little fish are just more detailed with their cute little fins and all the color inside their bodies.
oh,
And
Diane says, does the copied fish that was flipped bother anyone? And KM said, I didn't even notice you flipped it. And I didn't either, Diane, until
I
you mentioned it.
did.
Oh, okay, Loraine spotted that it was a flipped fish. You can
Oh,
do that.
yeah. And then I looked. She made just enough change. See that fin on the top one that's closest to us is almost all white. And
Okay.
in the flip fish,
Oh,
um,
she's
on the
got covered.
bottom,
Yeah,
it's
she's
got
drawn.
more detail in it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I looked to see if both of those were exact and decided, nah, maybe.
Is it okay to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
And if you want to, if you're in Photoshop or one of those, and or is she painting?
I think she must be in Photoshop if she's flipping things.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, she is that what are you in? What program were you using? Diane? Um while she's
What she could
answering.
do, if it is Photoshop, is take one or the other of those and distort it a little bit.
And distort it a little bit? Okay.
Yeah,
You would advise that?
I would try it, see if it worked.
Virginia says, yes, just a little. Just change an eye position and a fin flip.
Yeah,
Diane says she's working in Photoshop. Okay, so she's...
yeah, yeah. No, that would be so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then nobody would know.
They're very cute. They're cuter than the Disney fish.
Yes, they are. All right, next to that is a hedgehog and a skunk.
Okay, it's the it's Holly Stone's piece. Okay, yeah, do you see it? Holly Stone Barker. It's February 2016 CCGI image. It's the one right in our folders. It's the one right after Diane's piece of the hedgehog and the skunk.
Mm-hmm.
Raindrops.
There's some story in this. I can't quite figure out if the little skunk is being offered the umbrella by the hedgehog. It doesn't really matter, or if the little skunk has arranged to meet the hedgehog and is bringing flowers.
He's bartering. He's offering to buy the parasol.
Oh, he's trading.
No, I'm making that up. I'm BSing his.
Oh, that's hilarious. I think as far as the planning and the composition of this, it's just about perfect. I don't see too much at all that needs changing in. And I'm wondering, is this paper collage?
What do you say, Holly? If you're here, I'm looking for her statement now in here. Guys, when you turn the statements in, put your name on the statements too. And I'm looking, and I'm not saying she didn't do that. I'm just hunting and pecking.
As by the way, yeah.
As a by the way, yeah. I know I read something from Holly. Here it is.
It seems like I did too.
Yeah. She says that she's not completely happy with the illustration. She used a muted color palette different from what I would normally use. I forgot the question you asked me, Loraine, that I'm supposed to be answering.
Oh, I was wondering if it was paper collage.
Okay. And she says, I also gave myself one day to complete this assignment. I enjoyed the process of creating this illustration, but feel it's not one of my more successful pieces. And she says, yes, it is a collage. She just said it on the chat. It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Paper collage.
All right. Body shape on the hedgehog, I would not change. I wish I can see a tiny dark line around the hedgehog's belly, a little bit around his face. And if we're going to do that, I'm wondering if maybe that teeny thin line should outline each of his body parts.
Oh, the same thin line? In other words, be consistent with it?
Yeah.
Because you like the line.
I like it.
Okay.
And then over here on the skunk, yeah, if I blow it up, I can see that there's some texture in the skunk's body. It's a little bit hard to read. It's a little hard to read his hip and feet.
Okay.
And his little arm against the body. So if we're going to use some black outline with the hedgehog, maybe there's a way to incorporate a gray, like the gray that's been used in the hatching for the white parts of the skunk's body. Maybe you could use some gray as a little line around the edge of the skunk. I would just try it and see. I wouldn't go all the way through the whole thing if it's you could just test it. Test to see if it's working, because we have some really distinct colors on the hedgehog, and with the bristles, his little hedgehog hair is very, very, very textury and very nice. I love the textury stuff in the umbrella as well. And even the raindrops. And even though the skunk is pretty good, I think maybe he could be defined a little more clearly.
Like with those grayer lines you're talking about?
Yeah, I would just try that and see if that works.
Okay. Well, you seized upon the textures right away in this piece. You saw that it was a piece about textures.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
But paper collages in part all about.
And this is the kind of little piece that could go in educational types of publications, you know, the magazines and things.
Okay.
If you wanted a full-fledged book. What did she say what the purpose of the piece was?
She says she has 5 books published with Pelican Publishing.
Well, good.
My personal goal is to continue to learn and become a better illustrator. Another goal is to write my own children's books as well. Yeah, she did. Oh, she's got a BFA from Pratt, so she's her website is paperedmoon.com. So she must work a lot with paper, and I have not seen her website yet, but I'll take a look at it now. But,
yeah, I will too.
Yeah, but she doesn't mention what her goal was with this particular piece, other than to turn something in for your assignment.
A one-day deadline is pretty doggone ambitious.
Holly does say here, Loraine, I agree about the color of the skunk. I need to vary the color. Okay, so she heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the hedgehog is just better defined. And then, you know, the skunk, just due to its natural color, is not going to let you do too much to him.
Yeah, true. She says it was just a piece I wanted to create. I just wanted to create it.
Okay.
So that's cute.
Very cute, very cute. Nice color, nice palette.
Okay.
Thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it is just absolutely lovely. I want to pet that baby gosling.
Yeah. They
look so soft. Mama got stared. It's so big and not like the others at all. Can I mention one little thing looking over here at the text?
Yeah.
Look at the last paragraph.
Okay.
See that eye hanging out there?
It's an orphan on that line, sort of.
I would return that and make it a single line. I wonder.
Yeah. You see that, Karen? Just because it's so odd to be all by itself on the line. Is that your point, Loraine? Okay, just kind of like it's been orphaned.
Mm-hmm.
What about moving that quote up to the sentence where it says "and exclaimed"?
Yeah, I wasn't going to get into that so much.
That's grammar. That's not our illustration.
Yeah, that's really composition stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's different ball of wax.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
But for the illustration itself, again, it is just absolutely charming. Kids would adore it. There were, earlier when I mentioned don't go back to the left, this goose is poking, or the duck, the mama duck is poking her head in. But you remember when I said you need something to stop it?
Yeah.
She doesn't go any further than exactly where she is because these 3 little babies have stopped her. And so that would be okay to me.
Okay.
Right.
But if they weren't there, then you would feel like that diagonal is being extended all the way through the painting, and it would feel wrong. I would
wonder about it. Well, if the babies weren't there.
Yeah. Instead, it makes us look right at the babies, just like she's looking at them, right? Okay.
Exactly. And then the other nice thing that that she has done is loop that little piece of grass around those babies.
Okay.
That kind of cups around them and makes us look at them. And then over across, you see another piece of grass, same color, that bends and points toward the babies. So we've got a nice, big, round, almost heart shape.
Diane says, excellent storytelling. Even the grass drops in sympathy with the ugly duckling there.
If she wanted to add a little bit more to the grass as far as color variation, that wouldn't hurt at all. I could go for that. There's some nice variation in the little flowers in the lower right corner. So yeah, I think that you could go ahead and add a little more to that.
Okay.
And there's some pieces of shell. It looks like it's just lying there. Where it's starting, it pecked its way this far out. It's not completely out of the egg yet.
Karen, I'm looking through the text, the statements to see what you did this in, but I'm still trying to find your statement. Do you want to tell us what? So Karen says more depth in the straw. Okay, so I'm looking for your piece, Karen, your statement, but I can't find it. It certainly it looks like you've mastered your medium, whatever it is in that sketch.
Very definitely so. And she's done some good research to get the colors right on the baby's beak and on the
Oh yeah,
mama duck. She's got
beautifully
some
done.
nice detail there.
Yeah.
Nice description of the volume of the mama duck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have very believable speaking, almost human qualities without being anthropomorphic.
Yeah, that's true. They do feel to have emotions, but they're not cartoon characters.
Right.
So Diane says, I love the fun pose on the right page, that little spot vignette thing, which is cute. And then Karen says, I did this traditionally in pencil, then scanned it into Photoshop and painted it digitally with watercolor brushes I created. So it's Photoshop, but it has that very old tinted, and
yeah, that sort of
that beautiful
Beatrice Potter look too.
yeah, and a little bit of the James Audubon with the ink lines and the washes, but it's nice, Karen.
It is beautiful.
Yay, you.
And I am crazy for the ladybug.
Oh, I see him. He's silhouette, near silhouette.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh,
okay, nice.
Okay.
Go
Pink
back.
is the one that looks like Quentin Blake's kind of.
Oh, the little girl feeding the birds?
Yeah,
Eat up, girls.
Eat up, girls.
I love it.
Okay.
It's very minimalist, very gestury and masterful.
Okay.
There's a good feel of the tension in this body, and she's grounded on her feet and leaning backwards, arching her back just a little bit to throw those crumbs to the little birds. And it's what can I say? She's got an adorable face. She looks like she's fun and mischievous. And she's interested in these birds. She wants to do something for them, I think. I don't think I would suggest changing much of anything.
Okay. Would a portfolio piece possibly, or or would you put it up on your website?
I'm amused by it. No, why not?
Yeah. I'm looking for
it hints to me that this person is capable of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's her statement. She says, degree in studio art and a master's in humanity, not published. One image has appeared as a spot illustration in the SCBWI bulletin. She said, I would like to write and illustrate for middle grade fiction and picture books. The piece is a spot illustration for a picture book idea I was playing around with, tentatively entitled Magia, about a little red-headed girl having her first dinner in Italy based on true events. It is gouache on paper. My images were too tight, so I scratched them and created this as an illustration for a letter I was writing to my friend's daughter describing the Italian dinner, and liked it better than my formal illustrations. Okay. Well, we liked it too.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And it does have that Quentin Blake look.
Okay.
So just keep on doing more and more.
Keep on, Kate. Nice.
Of this, yeah.
That's a good style.
It is. It looks European.
It does. It has that low-key, understated, beautifully expressive, un-American look about it. But it's about it eating in Italy, so.
So we like that one too.
It's making me hungry. Okay.
Okay, moving on. We've got
you want to do Pirate
the
Girl?
night scene of the pirates.
Kathy's piece. Let's pull it up. And I'm gonna, while you're looking at it,
Kathy
Loraine, I'll find
Lewis.
her statement. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just way too much fun. It's adorable.
Isn't
I love the creativity of the little. How come it is always little redheaded girls that are?
it? They're the ones, the adventurers, the outliers, aren't they? Isn't that fun?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh me. Um.
She says, this illustration is the first spread for a fantasy picture book I'm working on. The text area is in the upper left. My goal with this spread was to introduce the main character, Lucy, the setting, which is a magical little town in the high desert, and the fact that Lucy fantasizes all the time about a famous superhero horse named Rex. She's trying to achieve a graphic novel feel for this project, but still keep it in the picture book format. And she thanks you for your comments and suggestions, and looking forward to watching your critique. So,
Well, I didn't think of it as graphic novel. I thought of it as strictly as a picture book, children's picture book. Maybe if the little girl character, were a little older, that might work. But then she wouldn't be this goofy and crazy and fun.
because she looks young, doesn't she?
She does. She
nice
looks young.
Yeah.
So I don't. And I guess my own acquaintance with graphic novels is not adequate, really, to speak to that on this particular piece.
Well, let's take it on its terms as a picture book.
Yeah, let's do. Well, as I said, I think it's absolutely delightful. I do want to know more about how this horse flies, what the whole setup and situation is. Where does the little robot come from? I guess these are all her toys. And she has made herself into a pirate superhero that's capable of anything she thinks up. And she has made herself almost like not quite a walk the plank, I would say, but with the two chairs, she has gotten creative and arranged them in a way that it becomes the bow of a ship for her, I guess. And she's got a dog in it on it. Oh, she has got a wild imagination. I love the little town out the window.
That evokes Peter Pan to me, with Wendy's open window.
Very much.
It really calls us there. But it is its own thing, of course. These are their own characters, and she is just absolutely making Rex the Wonder Horse into a superhero kind of character that can fly, among other things, and fight ninja style and sword fight. What's not working for you in this piece, if any? Because Kathy wants us to kind of drill down on her. If
what's not working?
If need be, yeah. What?
Well, all right. I would like to see further work on the mountain to separate it out from the sky.
Okay.
The mountain color is the same color as the sky, and the only thing that really differentiates is a suggestion of the tan and the black outline. So that far away, with the little town in the middle distance, would the little would that little mountain back there be a darker color?
A darker value. Okay.
Almost black.
Yeah.
Not quite as dark as the umbrella, because we want the umbrella to stay up here with us.
Yeah.
But it could be really, really much darker and subdued. Now follow the window frame down, the left window frame.
It's got that curved perspective.
I like it.
I do too. I really like that perspective.
But compare it
to the corner
to the one on the right.
Okay, yeah, they're different, aren't they? Yeah.
Well,
the one on the right curves more.
Well, watch the bottom of the one on the right. It seems that the one on the left is incomplete.
Yes, and is even bigger somehow. Well, because it's the angles.
Oh, that's okay. They could be swung different distances.
Yeah.
Open
yeah.
Distances. but something in my
Yeah.
head wants to see the bottom edge of that frame finished underneath the cape.
And you don't want her cape to be the tangential line, the same
Right.
line as that plane. Okay.
There's a lot of black and heavier drawing on the right-hand side that makes me wonder if there's water damage or something like that. But I think that might be a little heavy over there, and I would probably take out.
What's it next to? Where? Oh, you're talking
It's
about
at the very right where the heavy dark lines go
like
up
at the
and down
rug?
on the frame of the window.
Oh, I see. Okay, where it gets a little sketchy. Okay.
Yeah,
Too much
I'd rather
line.
just not have that over there. It looks a little messy.
Okay.
Um, I think she's done a wonderful job with the poster of Rex
Uh-huh.
and making that fade into the darker part of the room,
Yes, that's so effective.
and yet keeping a sense that there is a colored poster on the wall.
Yes.
That's well
It
done.
looks like it's in shadow very appropriately. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's in color.
Again, if she really wants us to come down hard on her, then look at the placement of the robot's foot next to the bear.
Okay. Is he on the rug, or is he stepping up from the rug?
It's making me wonder if the robot should be pulled back more,
Okay.
because his foot, I can't tell if he's lifting that foot or if he's supposed to be standing next to the bear.
Yeah, it's a
But
little
somehow I want that foot to be on the floor a little more solidly there.
yeah, okay. Okay. How about that fox on the far left with a little cute little kerchief, and looks like he's holding the flag, or is he on the chair leg?
I think he's standing on the chair leg, and he may be about to move. See, I see the little girl as having just lunged.
Oh yeah, and so sort of upset the little fox. They're sort of
And maybe the fox
got knocked back a little bit or something.
is in the process of falling.
Yes, yes.
If that's the case, she could tilt him backwards a little bit more. It's not going to hurt him. He's just a plush animal. If he falls and hits the floor. What is this on the Rex the Wonder Horse's head?
Yeah, he's got a little pirate bandana around his head, pirate scarf. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I recognize that right away. I thought that was very, very well done.
Okay, I could not. I've blown it up.
Okay.
To try to see it better.
Yeah, he's just another one of those scoundrel pirates.
Yeah.
But he looks like he thinks he's getting the best end of the sword fight too. She is so cute, Kathy. The little girl character.
Oh yeah,
is just a one of a kind. She's absolutely iconic, and she totally steals the show in this picture. And she is so perfect. Her little hands and boots. She's just completely perfect. The foreshortening on the knee that's bent, I think, is very effective. Her little PJs are cute with their stripes, and the modeling.
I agree with those things, absolutely.
The contrast on her, the black eye patch, it all works beautifully.
Yeah.
She is so cute. And the animals.
And the moon has a face.
Oh, he does. I just now saw it. Now that you had to mention it.
Blew it up.
You had to mention it to me.
But yeah, this is a nice palette, nice handling of color.
Would you have her address those things that you talked about, Loraine, before putting it in a packet of art samples to send as a promotional piece or in a portfolio showing?
The two things that stood out most to me were the color of the mountain.
Okay.
The heavier black line to the right on the window casing.
Yes.
And the fact that the window underneath her cape feels like it needs to be finished.
Yes. Yes, it's just
I think with those little fixes, it
those
could
little
go.
tiny fixes, and it could.
Yeah,
Okay, great, good.
it could go.